Hello everybody, we're back with another episode of Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. This should be part 12. It's a little after 2 in the afternoon on the same day, I believe the 16th, yeah, the 16th of December 2021. So I'm recording this on the same day. We're gonna finish this case same day, so doing a lot of Danganronpa recording today. And also at, like, actual hours of the day. I usually record these in the middle of the night. So I'm excited for this. Should be a lot of fun. I really don't have much of an idea as to who the killer could be. There's really not a lot we have going here. I loosely predicted Kazuichi. Maybe it could somehow be Akane. Maybe it could somehow be Sonya. Maybe Gundam. I don't really know. There isn't really... This is kind of scary. This is so interesting. I'm so curious what the semi-transparent glob is all about, and I don't really see anything else that really gives me much of an idea as to what that could be. And then who is this in the picture? Because it does not seem to be Ibuki. That's a big thing. We learned that the only there were no extra hospital gowns. Could this have possibly been Nagito? Maybe Nagito was helping the killer, but honestly, the way Nagito was talking made it sound like the opposite was true, but maybe he was foreshadowing that. I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here, and I'm really curious to try and piece it all together, because I'm just gonna predict Kazuichi, but it could easily be a lot of people. And there's 2 bags, which is interesting. So the killer got 2 bags. And I don't know how the Wizard of Monami is actually going to play into this, to be honest. But of course, the point is there were 3 deaths, and we got 2 of them, and... That's the thing. Even here in the Wizard of Monami, they talk about how the lion was pumped full of arrows, It was not... So it wasn't even an imitation murder. If anything... Because we're probably going to do a thing where it's like, oh, who could have done it? Who saw the murder? But if anything, it's probably someone who didn't watch the movie, but we don't know who didn't watch the movie other than Hajime, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because our whole thing is our ticket is supposed to be evidence that we didn't do it. But if we go down the line of, oh, it's probably someone who didn't see the movie, then that's going to put suspicion back on us. I think this is going to be one of those cases. We really haven't had one in this game, and, they weren't even super prevalent in the first game. I always think of it in Ace Attorney Classic. But it pretty much happens like once in Ace Attorney game, where you, the player character, is suspected of being the criminal. And I imagine Hajime is going to be under a fair bit of suspicion in this one, unlike previous cases where Hajime has yet to really be under any real suspicion in this entire game. So yeah, I'm gonna say Kazuichi, but I don't have any strong opinion on this. I don't really have much of a prediction here. I wouldn't be surprised with a lot of people. And I'm really curious and a bit nervous as to get into this and see who actually did this. So let's just jump right into Case 3 of Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Class trials start. All rise.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
We know the drill.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Oh, Buki, that makes me really sad.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person...
Man, I don't ever remember this, but their freaking pictures are like at their eye level, I guess, because Hiyoko's is like super short.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
Yeah, we all know how the rules work by now.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out.
Sure.
You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
All right.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that?
Wow.
Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Fair enough, I suppose. It's good. It might be a good thing that Fuyuhiko's right eye is unable to see, and Gundam's left eye potentially is the same, because side eye.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments.
That's true. Let's get a summary of the case.
Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Sure.
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease.
Sounds good.
The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
This is going to be super important, because there's going to be points in this where we're suspecting specifically either the motel team or the hospital team. And there might be a point where we're able to rule out everyone who's part of one of these groups.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms.
Yes, that's one way to put it, Hajime.
We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby.
Yep.
And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time.
Yep. Which means it was intentionally turned on.
When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was...
Yep.
a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course.
Sure.
I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue.
Yep.
But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there.
Sure.
At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
Yep, and that does back up what Mikan said, I believe.
After I rested for a bit,
Yep.
I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital.
Yep.
Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Very curious to hear what that means.
Various ways?
Yeah, I'm with Kazuichi. That sounds a little sus, especially coming from you, Mikan.
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
Oh my god! We have not seen that sprite before!
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag.
Maybe Fuyuhiko was a little jealous of Hajime after all.
So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door.
Yep.
And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
Yep, one for Ibuki and one for Hyoko.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Nagito is very smart, despite being very, self-deprecating.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, How do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
It's true. It's honest. Like, yeah, there's reason to suspect Hajime.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body,
He's not wrong.
then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Oh, there's obvious reasons.
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it.
Sounds good.
Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
This is Kazuichi said. Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse, but he's not wrong. That's the thing. Like, Nagito's line of reasoning is valid, and, you know, we gotta go through this. We have to surgically go through every possibility, and that includes ourselves. Damn it, I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. No, you should have explained it to Nagito, and now you're gonna have to prove that you're not the killer, and we're gonna do that. No problem, Hajime. Alright, let's go. Our first non-stop debate. Starting to see a few less people around here. So I'm wondering if they're gonna mention the invitation murder, it's gonna be the invitation ticket, so...
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
And he knows
If
that.
Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
Oops.
I don't think I can deny that possibility.
Okay.
After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Okay.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Sure.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
No, that's wrong!
Objection! Yep. Because he hadn't seen the movie. And Nagito knows that.
I'm not the killer! I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
And Nagito went out of his way to tell us to hold on to that ticket, because that's gonna be a I forget the term he used, but it's essentially gonna be our saving grace. So Nagito is doing this just to be surgical, knowing full well that Hajime has evidence to prove to the contrary.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that.
See, that's the thing. Nagito's just wants to go through one after the other as if he didn't know anything.
Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time.
Sure.
Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
But now, see, by going down this route, now he's like, okay, all of you, show me your tickets, and we can get an idea of who saw the movie.
Or, did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec! You're the one who brought this up in the first place!
But now he can pivot to who saw the movie, show your tickets.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
That's a good way to put it, I suppose.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
It seems more and more like it is.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
Okay.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Is it a waste of time, though, Chiaki?
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So that's the thing, we just verified Hajime from this, and now we're able to essentially rule Hajime out. Now, obviously, we know Hajime didn't do it because we play as Hajime, but still, like...
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
If that was Ibuki.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Alright.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
Would we consider it suicide if she was ordered to do it? That's also a possibility if that was Ibuki.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
It's possible, but unlikely.
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Except they were probably already dead beforehand. But the thing is no matter whether they were dead or not, the person still had to tie up the body in that 10 minutes time frame. Like, that's legit no matter what.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
Yep.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
Well, I mean, if you take out the killed part, it's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
And there's that.
What do you mean, a closed room?
They quote-unquote locked it.
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
Yep.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right?
Yep.
If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Sure.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
That seems to be the case.
They were?
Yep.
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Sure.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that.
I love how determined Fuyuhiko is now. He gives a shit now that Pecco's... It's the life that Pecco gave him, essentially, now. He's not gonna waste it.
And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
I'm not entirely sure about the Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital thing, and I mean that for both of them. I don't know.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
He's not wrong!
Me too!
What the fuck, Monokuma?
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
I mean, Fuyuhiko's right, though. We should definitely go through these people first and see why Sonia and Kazuichi and Nekomaru could or could not be the killer.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
No, it makes logical sense. Like, I get why the people are like, oh shit, why you're accusing me? Oh god, like, I never should have let you do this. But to be fair, like, when you look at it from an unbiased perspective, so far this trial's been nothing but reasonable from all parties. Killer was inside the music venue. Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in this case, and I don't have a pulse on it yet. The thick paper and the semi-transparent glob, I'm sure it's probably one of those two things. Could be the video as well.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
Okay.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The glob?
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
It's the
Are you
glob.
talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door.
I don't think that's what it was.
By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside
I think it was the semi-transparent
waited
glob.
until we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
Do we have one more line?
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Okay, interesting.
The
Alright.
killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
Okay.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding it waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Contradicts the truth, so it's obviously not an agree point. And he says he can prove it with evidence,
The killer
which
was
means we
still
don't have
inside
to
the music
absorb
venue.
anything.
By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were
How did they lock the door? That door should not have...
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a... By doing that, the killer waited till we got... And suddenly...
So they look like they...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
So the only thing I could think of is to use the semi-transparent glob over the lock the door from the inside comment, but I don't think that's right. But maybe it is.
The killer was still inside. By locking the door from the inside...
No, that's wrong.
Oh, that is right. All right, objection, because we're saying that they use the glob instead, or where are we going with this?
Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
Using the semi-transparent glob, okay.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Nobody would ever refer to that as a semi-transparent glob. I don't care how much of a scientist you are. Like, nobody would fucking call it that. They would say that weird green substance or that whatever, you know. They would not call it a semi-transparent glob.
Semi-transparent glob? Like rubber, maybe?
I mean, it's close. It wasn't rubber at all. It was probably... semi-transparent glob. It was at one point a liquid? Glue?
I see!
Yeah.
That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Yeah, that makes sense. But why? Freaking the fact that it's green really threw me off there. But as far as the properties that was described, that makes sense.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh my god, she literally ate glue. I mean, she spit it out, but still.
It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
Yeah, Chiaki's definitely a glue sniffer.
I didn't know glue was edible.
What the fuck?
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
Please don't eat glue, ladies and gentlemen.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched.
Sure.
By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
Which would imply that it could be anyone.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
Which means they did the deed and then went and then left.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
Sure.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
Sure, it was bait.
It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Sure.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose?
I mean, that all makes sense. That's already, we're really early in this case and we're already implying that this killer's got quite the brain on him, though. That's pretty clever. That's a lot just to set up the idea that, to create the illusion that they were still inside.
Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Nice. Yeah, we don't want him apologizing like that.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Yeah, but without despair, you can't have hope. Isn't that right, Hajime? Sorry, no. Well, what the fuck? Isn't that right, Nagito? Junko?
So, during the 10
Makoto?
minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of shit to do.
Even quick work has limits.
Yeah.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Yeah, which makes things extra confusing. Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
Yeah.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hyoko's body was there too, right?
Yeah?
But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hyoko was actually killed earlier.
Well, yeah, but that still means that they'd have to set it all up in 10 minutes.
Just revealed?
Sure.
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too.
Sure.
Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
Precisely.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
That scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now, I should be able to figure out what it is. Are we gonna get Hangman's Gambit already? Yeah, we are. Oh boy. Here we go. Hangman's Gambit. Let's get it. One word and it's a long one. A lot of W's. Tons of W's. Oh, it is a W. Okay. I literally... Oh, no. Okay. No. Oh, is it wallpaper, maybe? Yeah, I bet it's wallpaper. I don't mind taking a little damage here. Yep, it's definitely wallpaper, no doubts now. Got him!
I got it!
Yes, you do. Good job, Hajime. I don't really mind getting, like, perfect scores or whatever.
That's scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
But getting it as quick as I can, because it's such a boring minigame.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap.
And there definitely is.
There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
That would be the shit.
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper...
That would be it.
See? It fits perfectly.
Sure.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
Yep.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Oh, come on, Nagito. You're a smart boy. That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Logic dive. Alright, now we're going into a logic dive. Alright. I have already forgotten how to accelerate. Okay, it is just hold down X. Okay. And I also forgot how to jump. Okay, it's triangle. Good. Here we go. was hidden. Yep. That's one. Yep. Alright. Okay, question 2. What do we got? It might have... Alright. Yep. I'm just trying to use, like, just thinking on the fly here. I don't want to have to break if possible. Okay. Okay. This would be a mini game I would like on full potatoes, like with full difficulty. Because this mini game is fun, and this is my type of thing. They formed a wall. They formed a wall! Yeah, that's totally it. Oh. I was wrong. Wait, so it's they covered the pillar with the wall... Oh, they used the wallpaper to cover the whole pillar, or they used the... what's it called? The thing, the stage, the cover. I forget what you'd even call that. Okay. I think, so when I read it, they formed a wall, I literally was thinking what they meant by they covered the pillar. I was thinking the same thing.
It's all coming together.
So she was already there. That explains a lot.
I got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was hidden, but it was already taped up right there.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
That wouldn't have been very noticeable yet.
So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
That is so disturbing.
However,
wow.
Because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
That's pretty wild.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
Yeah, and even, yeah, and the fact that you see a girl hanging and who you were looking for in the first place, that makes a lot more sense that you wouldn't notice that, even though you probably wouldn't notice that anyways. That's actually really wild.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
Yeah. Exactly it.
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Yep, my thoughts exactly.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
Yeah.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
Sure.
The killer must have been in a hurry. If their plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
Definitely. That's definitely, definitely came up, yeah.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
Yeah, it's pretty bold. I'll definitely, give you that. But to be fair, Peko showing up freaking drenched in water in her bikini was pretty fucking bold in the last case.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone.
Yeah.
They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Of course, Peko wanted to get caught, so it makes sense.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Don't worry, we'll explain it, Monami. Hey!
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey! Don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
Mothballs or moss balls?
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
Wow.
I knew it! There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
I mean, I don't know about that, but we'll talk about it.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
I mean, we're kind of ignoring the fact that the lion got shot by arrows.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
That's also a really good question.
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
Is it? Reason the killer imitated the two victims in the movie to mix up the killing order.
I see!
Yep.
The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Yeah. Hiyoko was first, then Ibuki.
Then Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Yep.
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean?
Her shoes with blood on them.
If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
It literally said nothing.
I'm not even crying.
Let alone crying, yeah.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Never change, Gundam. Never change.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Wow.
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right?
A lot of rights here, but yes.
That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
And that explains the weird lighting that was used.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed.
Yep.
That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
But you don't know about Ibuki's shoes, or not really her shoes, but the hospital slippers.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
I don't know. Are you sure she's a low-class creature with no psychic abilities? Like, Ultimate Gamer, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
This back and forth between Chiaki and Gundam is something else.
You're one to talk.
Yeah. Anyways, this continues. We're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Alright, is this gonna be non-stop? Yep. Make your argument. Yeah, it's gonna be blood on the souls. It's actually gonna probably be the bullet that was loaded into the chamber.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Yep, and it's that one right there.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
Nope.
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Or that actually is gonna be
Were there
it.
even any footprints at the crime scene?
Yep, it's gonna be Sonya's.
Maybe her feet were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something.
No.
So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
What is wrong with you?
Weak, 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 I say!
Wow, damn.
It doesn't even pierce my heart.
Of course not. We'll just agree with
When
Sonya.
Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet...
I am telling you to
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on?
I agree with that.
I agree with that. Johnny Young Bosch agrees.
Just as Sonya said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
No, it's definitely Hiyoko's blood.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood!
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded.
Yep.
Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Alright, let's see the power of the evil eye.
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
I'm gonna be having lamb for Christmas dinner. Should be really good.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Rack of lamb.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line.
Oh yeah, you love the lines in Ace Attorney games, bro.
But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
Hey, and and after talking so much about my favorite game series, I will get to I will play the last few games that I haven't played on of that series on the channel pretty soon, or one of them at least pretty soon. Because they will be intermediate between the rest of the Danganronpa series, starting after this game.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status.
Yep.
However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Let's get it, Gundam. Alright, time to slash some... Time to do some slashing. That's a lot of truth blades.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet, but impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never there.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Did you see a nice nightmare?
There was one like almost... We've not had one. Interesting.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki... impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about. Did you see a nice nightmare?
God damn it.
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hiyoko's.
Yep.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes, but it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Damn. Interesting, so the weakness is right away. Yeah, so you have to get the weakness. Yeah. Alright, so it's... Yeah, because I did
Hiyoko
find
was
that
taped to the pillar, yes. But it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it.
Oh, God damn it.
However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
So I have to get pushed back on purpose. I have to retreat on purpose here.
Damn it!
Yeah, and take the damage.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Allow me to cut through those words! Interesting.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
That's interesting. That makes the Truth Blade game a little more... I already forgot what that's called, but the Truth Blade game a little more diverse.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Yeah, we do.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
Yeah, I guess that's just another effort to try and make it seem like Hiyoko was killed after Ibuki.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but...
Because really, there's no other reason to do that.
Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
Nope.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Sure.
Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Sure.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open. And it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikan, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Which does seem to take Mikan out of suspicion.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikan's autopsy?
Of course.
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
Yep.
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Yeah, that's very important.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Gundam. Don't want to die on that hill.
Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Yeah, like Nagito.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Who's been quite quiet since the beginning of this case.
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Sure. So weird to see that empty spot for, Nekomaru.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
And right as I say his name, he shall appear.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
It did. He wanted a clarification about the BDA.
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Well, we know from the last game that makes them quote-unquote the Blackened. Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself.
True.
Unfortunately, that means there's no Blackened to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Yeah, that's a good use for her.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
Sure. But she wouldn't have fucking put a bag over her head.
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
That's not true, though.
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right?
No, that would have been another person.
After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means
Good point.
the killer had to be alive at that time.
I mean, that doesn't mean Ibuki couldn't have committed suicide, but that does mean that Hyoko's murderer was definitely not Ibuki.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
Guess that's technically possible.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
Well...
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough one to do.
Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
Fair enough, Nagito.
What the heck?
Just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page and everything.
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Yeah, you'd have to imagine it's probably the killer. Huh? Yeah, you still gotta explain that.
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
I mean, that's technically possible, but you'd have to imagine that wasn't Ibuki at all.
Forced? Perhaps. They used hypnotism or something?
Although it's a real possibility someone just ordered her to do it because she was afflicted with the gullible disease.
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
Okay.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi.
That's a bit strong of you, Sonia.
Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
Wow, Sonia's getting really into this.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
Yep.
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement.
Right before 10, I believe it is.
And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
Sure.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Sure.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Yeah. And unfortunately, you might be on that list, Mikan.
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Alrighty. Issuing your decree, huh, Sonia? Alright, let's see. So this is gonna be a non-stop. Interesting. Can I read some accounts?
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
I don't know, actually. So we have Mikan's accounts in here. We don't have a ton of evidence, really. Fuyuhiko. Huh. That probably rules them out. Okay, so that rules out Mikan for sure. Okay, I don't know if Fuyuhiko's actually safe here. Yeah, that's irrelevant. Was it Monokuma's account? It must have been Sonia's account. There's no other accounts down here.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
Oops.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Murders supposedly happened. So we have to. So in other words, we're probably gonna destroy Sonia's last statement by proving Mikan's alibi, I guess. The person who doesn't have an alibi for that time is.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone at the motel.
So everyone who stayed at...
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
No, because that's an agree point. Yeah, I'm stupid. Yeah.
Crap!
Wait.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
I gotta read the surveillance monitor video, actually, real quick.
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
Okay.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
Murder supposedly happened before and during the morning announcement. Let me just read one more time. Is it Sonia?
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the...
Right before them, I was totally asleep.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed...
What about you guys?
I was where I was
Because
supposed
she
to...
didn't say
Aside from
anything.
those afflicted by the... If nobody has an alibi, then...
Okay, no.
Crap!
Yeah, she's making the comment that nobody has an
We
alibi.
can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
I don't know. Can we?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel.
I think everyone at the
So everyone who stayed at the motel...
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed...
That's
Maybe
not an alibi.
Mikan's
Aside
account
from those
proves
afflicted by the
Hiko
disease.
doesn't have an alibi?
If nobody has an alibi...
Yeah, it is
No,
that.
that's
Okay.
wrong.
Objection! So we're gonna talk about how Fuyuhiko doesn't have an alibi.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi.
Oh, no. We're okay, yeah, the way he worded that was so confusing. That was what I thought we were doing, was proving who does have an alibi, but he worded it as like the one who doesn't have an alibi. That was really confusing. I don't like the way that hint was literally just misleading.
In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
All right, one by one, we could try to root out these alibis.
You two have alibis?
Yeah, we were fucking.
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Oh boy.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
It's actually not far off from what you're thinking, Kazuichi.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Oh my god! Oh no, Chiaki!
Too much info.
TMI.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
And that's kind of the funny thing about this game. Like, I feel like every time there's a fan service scene, it actually has an important meaning. Like, if you think about it, the embarrassing pose where Mikan, you know, was important to prove that Teru Teru wasn't in the dining hall. The swimsuit scenes were really important throughout Case 2, and now Mikan and Hajime's like sexy times were important.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
Which is funny, because it's like they play it for memes in every case. It's like, hey, look at this, but there actually is a narrative relevance.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
Okay, so we've ruled out Mikan. That's actually big.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
Yeah. That last non-stop debate was kind of annoying because I understood it, and then there was weird things that the game was saying that confused me, but I think I actually understood it better than how the game explained it with Hajime's inner dialogue, which totally threw me off.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
Yes.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh? Where are you going with this, Nagito?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Interesting. Killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? It's possible. Inside a trap set by one of us? I mean, the thing about Nagito is he's got really good instincts. Ironically, the people who got inflicted by the despair disease were probably the three with the best instincts. Akane, Ibuki, and Nagito. In different ways, but all of them had great instincts. Ooze. What kind of trap is it? Oh, is this gonna be the to be continued? Oh, we're doing the whole case in one. I haven't gotten stuck on dumb shit in this one. Hey!
Hiya!
Ow! Ow! Hey, 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 hey! My sync's always slightly off, and I'm not gonna explain it, but for whatever reason, my sync I've always thought was like half a second off, but I've realized like I think that's not, so I'm editing it where it's a little less than half a second, and I've been doing that since, I don't know, episode 5 or 6 or whatever, and I think it's a lot closer to being perfect now. Why, hello there, mon ami. The moss balls sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls. And here's some chance time. Oh, wow, what's that? Now then, mon amis, appeal time starts now. Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor like Prince Zuko. Da-da-whoa, da-da-whoa, hey, 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 hey! Good luck! Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss! That's 99% your fault. While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long, it'll just be a boring appeal. Hey, hey. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Hey, hey, hey! Then... I'm Usami, magical miracle girl star Usami. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
I'm gonna wait, I wanna do the song thing one more time, so let's stay on this. Oh. Let's just chill and listen to the music. This is such a good theme. I know I have to edit it down to make this, to make the sound mixing good for you guys, but... Wait for it. Hey, 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 hey! Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. God, I love that song. Press trial resume. Here we go.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this.
You want me to remember this?
Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
Huh. I wonder if there was any meaning behind that line. Alright, back to the case. The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence? Something like that even exist? Yeah, I have no idea. No clue.
Huh.
So,
It suddenly got quiet in here.
I was about to read Nagito's line.
Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
I almost feel bad for him when I say that, but obviously you really shouldn't feel bad for Nagito because, you know, I mean, I love him. He's my favorite character in this game, and I'm really sad about Ibuki because she was my other favorite, but he's so fucked up, but like, you can't really feel bad for him, but at the same time, right? Like, that's also sad because it's like so ingrained in him.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too.
What the fuck, Nagito?
If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
It wasn't when they did the murders, though. You just added that.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
What the fuck, Nagito?
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
Oh my god.
But I'm thinking about it
Oh my god,
again,
he shut
and
up.
He's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
Dude, the fucking murderer is gonna get dismembered, aren't they? The third murder is gonna be the damn fucking execution. Oh god. That's totally what the execution's gonna be. Dismemberment. Oh, good god. Yeah, they built that up pretty well, actually, if that is the case, which I bet you it is.
It's not just that. Come on. Try to remember the content of the movie.
They murder 3 people, then they go to the Wizard of Monami to beat the crap out of Monami, and then they, yeah. Their wish.
About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
But they got killed by arrows.
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right?
Yeah, which somehow we're only bringing up now.
But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Sure.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
I mean, it's not the worst theory.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it was not the case, which it never really felt like that was the case.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
Yeah, Hyoko jumped in on it.
What?
Yeah, I had this theory from almost the beginning that they either killed Ibuki or ordered Ibuki to kill herself, and then Sonia sent Hyoko to the, there. So Sonia is in the clear now I think about it, because Sonia sent Hyoko to the... They were already doing the deal with Ibuki, and then... Well, no, but Hyoko got killed first. So Hyoko got killed, and then they did the Ibuki thing. They did Ibuki's murder just as cover to make things more confusing, I guess. Because, yeah, Hyoko got killed first. We already figured that out. Hyoko's murder wasn't planned.
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
Kind of, but I'm sure she's got some pretty solid logic.
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Let's hear them, Chiaki.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
Well, we know it was Sonia. Why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Alright. Why Hyoko went to the music venue? If that's the key to all this, I need to find that out no matter the cost. Well, you already know. Yeah, it was the conversation between Sonia and Hyoko. Oh, Jesus Christ. A lot of bullets, and I'm here for it. I like it.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
It's the mirror, but we
There's
don't have
no
the
way
mirror.
we'd know that.
Maybe the killer summoned her.
Oh, that's
If
terrifying.
that's not it. Maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Yeah.
Or
Oh.
she was guided by the will of causality.
Oh, those are all agree statements. Okay.
Why did
Own free
Hyoko
will.
go to the music venue?
It was her own free
There's no
will.
way we'd know that.
But how do we...
Maybe the killer summoned her.
Hotel room key, I guess?
If that's not. Maybe she got a.
No,
She went of her own free will.
Yeah, that
I
is
agree
it.
with that.
I agree with that! Yeah, because the fact that she had the key with her and...
It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
Yep, because Sonia already knows.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know?
Yeah, but we know about the Sonia deal.
I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
You might as well talk about it since she is gone now, unfortunately.
There's no way she got abducted?
No.
Hyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
Why aren't we talking about this yet already, Sonia, Hajime?
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious.
Yeah, that was a point that Nagito was quick to make.
Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key.
Yep.
At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't lose.
Oh, Akane with the objection of her own.
Are you saying my gut was wrong?
Yeah, she does have very good instincts.
This could be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
Damn, Akane.
No, that's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Alright, battling with Akane might be tough. Let's do it, though. Especially when she's making that face. Rebuttal Showdown, that's what it's called. Oh god, it's gonna be Sonia's account. 100%.
Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I don't know why my...
But Hyoko's room was locked.
Oh, okay. For a second I thought my controller stopped working.
The key was deep inside her kimono, remember?
Yep.
It's more likely that Hyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
Okay, so we have to advance the second time. Okay. Yeah, okay.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
Yep, we have to advance again. Yep.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hyoko's kimono. The killer
No.
probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Probably not.
Hold on. Try remembering Hyoko's. Her kimono was all messed up.
Oh, shit. Wrong one.
Crap.
Yep.
Hold
Damn it.
on. Try remembering Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Objection! Mahiru's dead too.
The reason Hyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
I mean, it's a sad objection. Yeah, I did the L1 there just to show her face because I knew she was next to us. That's really weird because Hajime's right in between Mahiru and Hyoko.
Wear her kimono?
Yep.
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Yep.
Hyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono.
Yep.
I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room.
Yep.
That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
Yep.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
Yummy.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
And of course, Kazuichi jumps on that. Hell no. I know you're saying hell no, Hajime, but to be fair, Akane's like... Honestly, Akane's kind of out of your league. Like, I think you're more the Mahiru type. Mahiru whipping you into shape. That I could see that shit. Akane's a bit out of your league. That's more Nekomaru's territory.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Of course.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense.
That's one way to put it.
Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Nice.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake.
Wow.
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Lovely, Gundam.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
Sure.
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
She came in, she was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Coincidence?
Yep.
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
Yep.
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki.
Okay, I guess that's one way to frame it.
The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation.
Damn.
Killed Hiyoko.
Wow, so that seems pretty cold-hearted. Like, they just went for it. Wow.
Because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
Sure. And I'm still not entirely sure who it is.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Sure.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
But basically adapted to the circumstances.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do?
Just have Ibuki kill herself.
They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Sure.
Do you have any ideas?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Yeah, it really feels like we're missing something. Like, it feels like we're missing leads right now, and we're even in the second part of the case and everything, and we shouldn't be that far away from getting into, like, a PTA and, like, exposing the killer, and I am still very unsure who the killer is. Let's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey, Nagito, any ideas?
And look at Hajime asking Nagito.
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
He was asked to shut up forever.
Oh, am I allowed to speak?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
I mean, you are scum, but you're our scum, Nagito.
So what do you think?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Alright.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers.
Yeah.
So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue.
Sure.
So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
I mean, sure, but that doesn't really help us.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Yeah.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
What the hell, Nagito?
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
Which is kind of weird, because he's actually usually pretty useful. That was actually uncharacteristically... Unless he's lying and he actually thinks Ibuki did it. It's possible he could be lying because of the despair disease or the remnants of it. No. Wait a minute. Ibuki had blood on her feet. There'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
That's strange. That's very strange.
There weren't bloody footprints at all. Not even on the stage.
This is strange? What's strange?
That's actually... I didn't even think of that. What? Wait. What? What the hell? My mind's going a million miles a minute. I can't think of anything. I see. It's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints. There's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why? Why weren't there any footprints on the stage, right? Not the the stepladder, yeah. Exactly. Take that!
I can prove it with this.
Yep.
If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Because that wasn't Ibuki.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
Well, I mean, that's not true, but the actual stepping part of the ladder.
You noticed such a small detail! How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
Interesting reaction, Nagito. What are you talking about? You were obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Yeah. He's trying to act like he's stupider than he is, but Nagito's a fucking I don't know about genius, but he's a fucking smart. Nagito Komaeda, you're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate. No! God, no.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder?
And he's even acting like, oh, what a good job of an ultimate, even though he himself is, in fact, one of the smartest ones here.
Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it.
And especially with Byakuya gone, he very well might be the smartest one here.
Unless there was something funny about that video.
Although Chiaki's quite smart as well. She'd definitely be in the running.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video,
Yeah, it wasn't Ibuki.
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
There was a lack of long hair. Or at least long enough to where it would have been spilling out of the hemp bag. Just as I thought, it comes down to that. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video. Whether or not we can reach that hidden truth is all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
Yeah, a lot of them trust Hajime. There was some hidden clue in that video. I should have seen something strange as I watched it. I'm the only one who can clear that up. The only one who actually saw that video. So I'm the only one who can do it. Hanging video that I saw. Based on everything we know from the debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange. Hospital gown, huh? Based on what I saw in that... Oh.
Damn it! Damn it!
Is it supposed to be her nails? No?
Damn it!
What the fuck? The light? The rope?
Damn it!
I don't know how to... The curtain?
Damn it!
A more obvious clue to what's strange here. Oh, it's the shoes then. No.
Damn it!
What the hell is it? Is it the ladder itself?
Here!
It's the step ladder? Oh, there's no blood on the side!
That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
It was the step ladder. There was no blood on the side. We thought it was Hiyoko's blood, but that implies that... So the fake... Wait, that doesn't make any sense. What? I don't even know what that means, but that is strange.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier.
Were there two step ladders?
It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain.
Sure.
Right on the left side of the stepladder.
Man, I've been awful at those, like, pick the odd spot things in this game. Like, I've been horrible at those. Which is weird, because that's even a thing that's in Ace Attorney, but I've just been awful at those in this game for whatever reason.
However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
Yeah?
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Unless Kazuichi's the mastermind here, and he somehow, like, rigged it, changed the cameras or something in the feed, and did some funk shit with technology. And this was, like, recorded in advance.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene.
Yeah?
But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
Okay, so it's not that.
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
But why, though?
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
But exactly, yeah, why on earth?
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Oh god, is this where the conference room comes into play? Holy shit, don't tell me there's somehow that was actually the conference room. Oh good god. Because they did make a point to show how dark it is and all that nonsense.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue.
Okay.
What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki! All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
What are you two talking about?
Mikan's getting a little nervous. The stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? Chiaki said that the stepladder was at a different place, but if that's the case, the thing that's different between the video and the actual scene of the crime is the location. It's that thing, the place where the killer did something. Gonna be the conference room. It's not gonna be a G, it's not gonna be an N. Definitely could be an O, though. No? It wouldn't be an M. You think an F, so it's gotta be a letter that would go after an F. It could be an I. Yeah. Could be an N. No. Could be a G. Could be an L. I have no idea what the word could be yet. It could be another L. No. I doubt it. M. Filming. Film. Oh shit, and I fuck it up. God damn it. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Filming... Lounge, maybe? God damn it. Yeah, it's totally lounge. Lounge, yeah, it's definitely lounge. Give me a U here. It is lounge, right? Fucking, was it filming location? What the fuck? Well, I just lost, like an idiot. For fuck's sake. Maybe it was filming location? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're fucked.
This is my...
Yeah, we know how this works. Yes,
We will never give up!
Yeah. Man, I hate Hangman's Gambit. It really is the worst minigame. I at least, like, I think every other one is to some degree clever, but man, Hangman's Gambit is just dumb. And it's like, because there's so many ways to word the same thing, so it's just like... Yeah, I'm not a fan of Hangman's Gambit at all, really, is my point, though. God damn it. Oh, what the fuck. I'm just being stupid right now. I need to do this the way that I normally would and not get cute with it. Let's just clean it, keep everything nice and clean, yeah. At least until we get to... Yeah, we'll try to see if this is... Should have kept that one alive. Yeah, filming location's gotta be it. I need an A is what I need. Jesus Christ, all this damage, yep. Oh. There it is, filming location, alright.
I got it!
Yes, I got it. I really hate that minigame, though.
That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
Yeah, what was different? Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
What do you mean?
That makes sense, but I still...
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue.
Wow, it was filmed in that damn room. So we're saying it was fucking Mikan? I mean, I guess it still could be Nagito or Akane, but...
It was filmed somewhere else.
Or I guess it could actually be Ibuki. But Ibuki was already dead, so no, that doesn't make sense. Or
But the hospital monitor's supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
That also kind of implies that if anything, it's more likely this is an accomplice, but...
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
True. Or to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else. What did the killer do to that surveillance camera unit? They swapped out the cameras and the thing. Oh, why? Why? Oh, Logic Dive. Logic Dive's fine. Okay. Yeah, let's do Logic Dive. I love Logic Dive. I think Logic Dive is one of the coolest, I think Logic Dive, on the flip side, is one of the best games that we have. I love that Logic Dive. Oh, shit. Right as I say that, fuck me. We're good, though. If I mess this game up, I feel like I mess it up because I'm just being dumb or not doing the driving well. Ooh. It could be both. I'm gonna go with the camera, though. That makes the most sense. Yep. I like how we have 3 options now, though. Shit! I thought I could save it there. Oh, this is getting harder. I actually have to focus, because I've been doing the driving part by, like, instinct, but this is actually getting harder. I can see this being pretty insane on the hardest difficulty. At least to go full speed on. Alright, here we go. Oh, that was dumb. Oh, man, that would have been sick if I could have... Yeah, the music venue one, yeah, because the music venue one would show... Yeah, because they show the opposite so that you can... Yeah. Kazuichi's explained this well. That was dumb of me. Oh, this is so sick. This is so sick. Yo, let's go. We're balling. Here we go. Pick up some speed. Double jump here. And let's do our final question, I assume. Yeah, it is. They took it with them. It's so basic, it's so simple, it's so obvious, too. Yep. Yep. Yeah, they took it with them so that they could... Yeah, and it would show the camera footage from wherever.
It's all coming together.
Yep, it makes sense. Really clever.
That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue.
Yeah.
With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Yep.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yep.
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body.
Yep.
But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
Yep.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Sure.
Well, that's true, but... In order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
Destroyed it? Killer did the remaining monitor was destroyed it.
I see!
Yep.
The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it.
Yep, because it would have exposed where it was really coming from. Would have showed something different.
As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not.
And that too.
My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
Sure.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
Yep. Man, that's crazy.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
Yep, and so it looked natural along with the rest of the wreckage.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
It was closer.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
Well, it was inside the damn hospital.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. Not if it was transmitting from inside the hospital. It would be stronger, actually. That's the case. Where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? The conference room. The only possibility is that place inside that building. This is gonna be another Hangman's conference room, right? Yeah, that's definitely conference room, 100%. Alright, that's 3. We're not gonna need an end for a while, so let's kill that. E we can keep. R is gonna be after the E. Yep. Beautiful. You'll love to see it. What the fuck? Yeah, let's save these E's. Yeah, because once we... Yep. Got it. God damn it. We need another O. Come on, all we need to know. All we need to know. Come on, give me an O. Give me an O. Give me an O. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah, we got it. Conference room.
I got it!
See, that has a the conference room has a specific name, and I figured it out before, so that worked out, but...
It's possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Nothing can convince me that game is good, though. I do not enjoy Hangman's Gambit. In either form, I thought it was so boring in the first one. It's a lot harder in the second game, so at least it's a little more of a challenge, but I still don't like it.
Huh? Conference room?
Maybe they'll finally get an interesting version in V3, or they'll just get rid of it.
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
Not in darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to see you again.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
Yep. Make the conference room look like the music venue. Killer went ahead and did some work. Gotta make clear what that work was. Yep, and now into a non-stop. It's gonna be the curtain.
There's no way the conference room
I love how this theme is so
and
Ace
the
Attorney.
music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Yeah,
Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
it's the first.
Or did they make some kind of set?
The first.
Or they might have tampered with the camera.
No.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
Wow. It's that very first answer, too.
There's no way the conference and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Oh, they're gonna say it was the other way around?
Damn it!
But that is what it was.
There's no way
But
the
okay.
and the music venue.
Which place resembled? Did the conference room
Alright.
look like the... Or did the music venue look like the conference?
Yeah,
That
okay.
must be it!
I would argue it was the other way around, but okay, game.
What the killer did was,
Oh, I guess, oh, because they put the music venue curtain in the music venue to make it look like the conference room. Yeah, I'm fucking stupid.
make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room.
Yep.
They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
I totally forgot that that wasn't there originally. So I had that totally flipped. That's on me.
From what I remember, there used to be
Yeah.
a really flashy curtain. But after the incident,
It was a black curtain.
it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
Nope.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
True.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
Not true.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
Yep.
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is
Wood, yep.
the same color as the music venue stage.
Whatever, yeah.
So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Yep.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
Especially when it's dark.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Something else the killer did to make the music venue look like the conference room. It's gotta be... using such a dim light, it's gotta be the candle, because we haven't brought up the candle either.
I can prove it with this.
Yep.
You're referring to the candle in the music venue, right?
Yes, sir!
In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange.
Sure.
The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
No.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
No, Mikan.
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence.
Sure.
The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming.
Ooh. Yeah, this is not looking good for Mikan.
That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
But I think she's still... Oh, man, I don't even know. It's hard to keep track of all the alibis and stuff and what's real and what isn't.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
Yeah, that's clever.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect.
Yeah.
With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
Sure.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
Yeah.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
Sure.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
Yeah.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
No.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime, it's occurring in the conference room.
I feel like I've heard Bayside cops say that before, but isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No.
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
Yeah, of course. Video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue. Which means there was a fake somewhere. That fake must have been the Ibuki in the conference room, yep.
I see! The person wearing the hemp bag in that video wasn't Ibuki.
And there were 2 fucking hemp bags, Jesus Christ, and that finally makes sense now.
It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hemp bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
Yeah, but the only people who had hospital gowns were Akane, Ibuki, and Nagito. I mean, that pretty much means that has to be fucking Nagito, but Nagito did not... There's no way Nagito's the killer, even in the third case.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
So Mikan must have snatched it, I guess?
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
Sure.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
That's what happened. No matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. That moment, I was already in the killer's trap. The one who set a trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
To forge their alibi.
The reason the killer made a fake video
was to forge their alibi.
There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Yep.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
I think it's Mikan from everything I'm gathering. If I'm reading it right. That's right, I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. Yeah, they're making us ask right now. If I'm reading this right, it's Mikan.
You're the only one!
Yep.
Mikan, you're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hiyoko?
Very curious to see assuming Ibuki actually is the killer. I'm very curious to see the explanation for why and who she really is. And certainly not how I would have imagined this girl to do it, but this is interesting.
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
You don't know that, Akane.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones.
Yeah, Hajime and Mikan.
Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
Yep.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
It makes sense.
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikan have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically Nagito could have, but...
Is that also a coincidence?
Yeah, it's a lot of coincidences. Shouldn't you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right? You insist, I will use the on-call room upstairs. Must be mentally exhausted, so it's better if you relax in the lobby instead. Yep.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room.
That makes sense. Oh.
That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming.
Nice ass, alien.
By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music venue.
Jesus.
And showed that to me.
It feels so cold-blooded, too. Is she gonna be like a split personality bitch like Toko or something?
Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby.
Because I'm really struggling to imagine otherwise, like... Let's see where this goes!
If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
See, that's the thing, right? Like, technically, like, you could say it could be Nagito, but again, despair disease was a thing, so in all likelihood it wouldn't be.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second! What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible! There's no way I could kill someone!
Alright.
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Yeah.
It just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Has this been one giant act all along?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
And she's just she's doubling down on her act to create reasonable doubt. She only needs to make sure she doesn't... I mean, to be fair, I still think majority would vote for her, but...
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
She still managed to become the ultimate nurse, though.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that.
It's also really ironic that if Mikan is the killer, that she killed Hiyoko.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
The thing is, her character would act like this, so it's hard to tell whether she's acting or not, but...
What do you say, Hajime?
I think Hajime is gonna follow the evidence.
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
I mean, you did try to kill us twice, to be fair.
Hey, Hajime!
I mean, I know she didn't, but... Everyone's ganging up on me. Yeah, there's no Hiyoko to team with you on this. Are we really going down that like line that she's just like kind of like a combination of like an attention whore, but like the type that's just like, but she does this is like to get sympathy from people because she just enjoys it, but in reality she's not actually a clumsy girl? Is that? Because I mean, really the only things that make sense is either it's been an act all along, or she's not the killer. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Could it be I'm the one making a mistake? No, in fact, it'd be so much easier if I was wrong. I have this much doubt about someone I've spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
And Nagito's like, oh yeah, let's follow logic here, bro. Huh?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
Oh shit, Nagito. Yeah, there's that determination he has. Huh?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
You suspected Mikan from the beginning.
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
What? Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Let's hear what you have to say, Nagito.
Actually, this is a game.
I wonder if Nagito's gonna say, I think I might have done it.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
He probably won't, but it would be really interesting at this point.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Keck W. What the hell, Nagito?
Dang, that's a huge deal!
Yeah, well, let's hear what he actually has to say before we really judge.
A decisive clue? Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we?
What?
Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from.
The fucking rope. Yeah, the rope has not come up at all, and he did kind of make a note from it.
This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
And I did go to the supermarket.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
I mean, it's kind of just a hot spot for anything you could desire.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new.
It's all, like, tangled up.
Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly.
And Mikan has bandages on her left hand.
But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Sure.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this.
Oh,
The
Jesus.
killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her.
Oh, Jesus. That's somehow maybe darker than hanging.
The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
That makes sense. Good God.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
Yep. Yep. This rope won't be much of a clue. I might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too.
Of course.
Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
Wow, Nagito.
Huh?
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
What?
Huh?
He's not gonna finish it off.
How is that a decisive clue?
It's up to you Ultimates to finish it off.
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Nagito's words contain a decisive clue, and then I finished speaking. Wait, are we saying it was Kazuichi? Because Kazuichi's the one that said to shut up forever? Is that really true? That's a non-stop debate. Huh. Rope used for hanging, you have to imagine. Is it Kazuichi? Wait, what's going on?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging.
Yeah?
She was strangled to death.
Yeah, what does that matter? I mean, I
It's
know it
basically
does,
the same
but...
thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different.
Okay.
The scars they leave would look different too.
Okay.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
Yeah.
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Yeah.
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Oh my
Whoever
god.
misunderstood is to blame.
Oh no. Oh, the autopsy
Ibuki.
report? What does the autopsy report say? No, we never got an autopsy report, of course. Crushed windpipe as a result of choking, yeah. According to Mikan, there's no doubt that the cause of Ibuki's death was her hanging herself with this rope. No doubt, yep.
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the... Though hanging and the scars they leave would look different too. Scars?
But we believed it was for... Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Yep.
That must be it!
And that her name is Mikan Sumiki.
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
Because the killer was the one who made the autopsy report and didn't actually make the autopsy report because she was smart, but because she knew to heat it up, but you get the point. There's something I want to ask you. No doubt Ibuki's death, the cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right? Yes, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself. I see. So Ibuki died by hanging herself. And that's the thing. He already knew that wasn't true, and so the second he heard that, he suspected her right away. Wow.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
Yep.
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
Yep. Oh shit.
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking.
Especially for someone who's the ultimate nurse.
You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
Would never have made that mistake, and he loves their talent so much. He believes in their talent so much. And he believes in their chosen abilities, and so he knows that the ultimate nurse would never make that mistake. He has way too much respect for Mikan. Oh man, Nagito.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
I mean, that's a fair defense, but we know better.
You are right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
She keeps playing that character.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
Nagito's right, too. I honestly think I could probably tell the difference. We never got that type of look at her neck, but...
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
Yeah, but she's never clumsy when it comes to caring for people. She always, like, her mood, her personality somewhat changes.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
The one thing that you do not get careless about is medical shit. You're always serious when it comes to medical shit, whether it was Akane's wounds in Chapter 2, or caring for Akane, Ibuki, and Nagito in Chapter 3.
Mikan nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious, and caused her to believe what anybody told her.
Sure.
It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
Makes perfect sense.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? 'Cause she was planning to do this all along?
I don't know about that second part, but potentially.
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
I didn't kill anyone. Do you not remember what happened in Chapter 1, you dumb fucks? I'm not going to do the full Nagito laugh unless he does it, but...
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you.
Jesus, Nagito. So she, like, somehow abandoned hope in his mind.
I just can't forgive this crime at all.
What makes it so unforgivable, though? I'm so curious about this. Yeah, I'm with Hajime.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan is the killer.
I want to know so badly why, because like with the first two, he's like, oh wow, you know, he'd love to see their hope, but with this one, he's just like, this is unforgivable. I wonder, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the second killing. It's like, you know, I don't know. Like if you had dealt with me, this never would have happened. I don't know, actually. We'll see. Yeah, he's like legit depressed about this.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
Yeah. Nagito's been by far the most reasonable in this case out of the three. This is the first time that he's not just straight up been like, I just want to see who does the best. And in this one, he wants to see Mikan go down.
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
This is the first time you probably shouldn't beat him up.
But I'm really not the killer.
He's holding up to the bit, though.
There's no way. I'm capable of killing someone.
Is that really true?
Look at Hajime. Of course, Hajime and is going to be the one to follow reason with Nagito.
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop. I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this.
Seem.
but I need to do this.
To protect all of us.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
That's exactly what he said.
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Oh, that gives me huge Ace Attorney 5 vibes for anyone who's played Dual Destinies. Oh, man. I won't get into specifics in case you haven't, but I recommend the Ace Attorney games. That's all I gotta say. Still gotta play Ace Attorney 6 and the Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2, but, soon.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict.
Sure.
'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Wow, that's really deep. Really poetic, honestly.
Don't say deep stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really get it.
Don't worry, I get it for you, Akane.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first.
Wow, this is hardcore giving me Ace Attorney 5 vibes.
Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Yeah. It's blind faith. I mean, that's kind of what Nagito has for hope, in a sense. But that's what makes it so crazy, because he's such a smart man. Yeah, I guess man, because they're a couple of years, whatever, young adult, whatever you want to call him.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say?
Oh boy, here comes Yandere Mikan. Jesus Christ, that was terrifying.
Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh?
Holy shit.
Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always.
Starting to become a little more obvious as to why.
It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem.
Interesting.
I'm done with that! You hear me? I'm done!
Well, so I wonder if this is literally supposed to just be her snapping. Like, this is supposed to be the moment where, you know, at this point, she just snapped and she was like, fuck it.
Hey, Mikan.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away.
Have you seen Fuyuhiko? Holy shit. Not true at all. But I really like the voice acting for Mikan here. This is cool.
What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some?
Huh?
I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends.
But to believe in them, I have to doubt them.
But still, the truth is one of us murdered 2 of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Hell yeah. Chiaki.
Hey Mikan, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched? Like I said, it obviously wasn't me! Can you prove it? Prove it? Wait! Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? Ah! That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room.
Okay, so prove the video was filmed at the conference room is what you're saying.
Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just 'Cause I was at the hospital.
Well, you also lied about your half autopsy, too.
That's totally crazy. I didn't do anything wrong.
Man. That voice makes me kind of want to die a little bit, but yeah, it's really good voice acting.
Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Jesus.
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
She's been emotionally unstable this whole game. What are you talking about, Fuyuhiko? The only difference is she's just acting more like psychotic, but she's been emotionally unstable the entire game.
I'm not the killer. That video. I never filmed that video.
It's really interesting though because she's proving to us that this isn't an act. It seems like that she's got a lot of mental issues stemming from her own insecurities and bullying and stuff. So she feels like a character who's just a product of the environment she's been in, and it's just led her to this point. I don't really think it's any deeper than that. I think it's just she's a tortured soul, and that's pretty sad. Now I could be wrong. We'll see. We'll obviously get her backstory pretty soon. Once we get very shortly, we'll be getting her backstory, of course, because she's about to go down for this shit.
It seems she finally started arguing for us.
Yeah, I never filmed that video.
But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
The only person who saw the video.
So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Could it be? Was this Chiaki's goal all along? She's saying everyone's fates depend on me, the only person who saw the video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof?
Let's find it together, Hajime.
Please, forgive me already!
I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's going to finish this. Alright. Oh, non-stop. Okay. Interesting. The AC temperature's not come up yet.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you
Sure.
who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof?
Oh, Jesus.
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Oh, man. That's terrifying.
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
True.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already! Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
So she's saying something that she's not supposed to say.
I'm not the killer!
We can't...
She's saying something she's not supposed to say. What is Mikan's account, real quick? Did we ever say it was a hospital gown? I feel like we mentioned the hemp bag. Did we ever mention there was a hospital gown, though? We probably did.
Who could have filmed that video?
Blood on the Souls.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious?
No, of course not.
Damn it!
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that video.
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof?
Okay, no. So we did mention those. I just couldn't remember for sure whether or not Hajime had mentioned all of that.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing
it's either of
suspicious?
those.
Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown?
Her?
Just from that video?
Okay, yeah.
Just from that camera angle?
What's camera angle?
Just from that dim candlelight?
Surveillance camera unit. I want to read this. Just from that camera angle? Never say anything about the camera angle. That's it.
There's no way you
That's
made
it.
so pleased.
It is the camera angle.
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Hajime never said anything about the camera angle.
We can't think of anybody
how do
else other than
we-
you who could have
How do
filmed that video.
we...
Huh? Do you have any proof?
Do we have to absorb something,
Is the
maybe?
hemp bag on her head the proof?
killer's
Is
a
the
mistake.
hospital
We
gown-
have to
or could it be
absorb the
hospital-
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that dim. There's no way you'd be able to make it. So please forgive me already.
No,
Hajime,
no,
you're
it'll
the
be
only
the
one who can point
it'll
out
be
the
the other
killer's
it'll be
mistake.
the other way. We have to absorb.
I'm not the killer.
We have
can't
to
think of
absorb
anybody
what
who could have
Mikan
filmed
said and hit it
Do you-
on.
Is the hemp bag on her
Nope.
head? Is the hospital
Nope.
gown? Or could it be
Nope.
the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the, just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Yep, camera angle.
Just from that dim. There's no way you'd be able to make out her body. So please forgive me already.
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well.
I got it.
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Oh god damn it. Stupid. God damn it. I tried to sneak it by, but I should have known.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown?
Yeah,
Or could it be the
yeah,
hospital?
yeah.
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body type under the hot. Just from that camera angle?
What the fuck? Why?
Just from that dim candle? There's
Why
no
didn't
way
it
you'd be
absorb?
so
What the hell?
Hajime, you're
Okay,
the
that was
only one who
annoying.
can point out the killer's mistake.
That was actually really annoying that it didn't absorb. What the hell?
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or
Yep,
could it be the
yep,
hospital?
yep,
Ibuki
yep,
and
yep,
Is
yep,
that
yep.
really? You could tell her body type just from that camera angle?
There we go.
Just from that dim. There's no way you'd be so pleased for.
Hajime, pay close. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
No! Enter berserk mode, wow. Yeah, it's the camera angle. It's definitely the camera. So I have to do it the other way around then. I have to absorb killer's
We can't
mistake
think of
and
anybody
then
who
hit
could have
camera
filmed
angle.
Huh?
So it was
Is
what I
the
was
hemp
originally
bag on? Is the
thinking.
hospital gown? Or could
I
it
have
be
to
the
flip it. But
hospital-
you got my
Ibuki and
point.
Mikan.
I
Is
think
that
I have it
really?
right.
You could tell
And I'm
her
out
body
of
just
time.
from-
What the
just
hell?
from
I'm
that-
literally
just
out
from
of
that
time.
dim.
Wow, that's just trolling. Holy shit, I can't believe I ran out of time there. That's so annoying. Blah, 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 blah. She's just freaking her mind out. Yep.
This is
Yeah, we know.
We will never give up.
I just needed like the tiniest bit more time too. I literally just needed like another like 15 seconds, I think, worth of time, and I would have been fine. I'm almost positive I have to absorb killer's mistake now.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that dim. There's no way you'd be so pleased for.
Hajime, pay close. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Killer's mistake, it's the camera. Good old camera action. Yep.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Yep.
Is the
Yep.
hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Keep
Ibuki
talking,
and Mikan.
Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body type just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
I'll shoot through that contradiction. Yeah, I knew it was one way or the other.
Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
Because Hajime never said shit about the camera angle. That's a classic Ace Attorney move. When the killer says, there's a bunch of things mentioned, but the killer mentions a detail that was never mentioned in the trial. That's a classic.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video. But I never said anything about the camera angle.
Yep.
So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
Because you filmed it.
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen
It's because she filmed it.
is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
Hell yeah.
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole.
Yep.
You lied, didn't you?
And Akane's like, really? Wow.
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
It seems like it.
Forgive me! Huh? 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 Huh?
What?
I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
Where are you going with this, Mikan?
I mean, it's impossible.
Impossible?
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
Like, this part of her just seems dead inside.
What the heck's wrong with her?
Yeah.
She's getting weirder by the minute.
It's kind of like the one Junko personality, the one that likes to cover their head and with like a super badass pose, but they just sound dead inside. It's a little different, but it kind of reminds me of that personality of Junko's.
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
There's two of them.
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that?
What the fuck?
More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater?
Why do you know that, Mikan? I mean, you're right, but...
Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that tote bag is a limited item.
Limited to 2.
So don't you think it's impossible?
Oh, that's creepy.
Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time?
Monokuma can confirm you get 2, though.
It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think?
Oh, don't you think?
That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Jesus.
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Long time no see. Well, not really. It's time for the 3rd PTA. This is probably going to be my last job during a class trial. Please humor me while I taint your ears one last time. Starting from this PTA, the reload and ammo features will be added. You will no longer be able to make do with just the B button. Below the tempo marker in the lower portion of the screen, the number of bullets are displayed. From this point on, you'll need 1 bullet to destroy 1 remark. When you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy the remarks, no matter how much you mash the B button, sure. You'll be able to refresh your bullets by pressing the X button when you reload. I think that's box, but it's either box or... It's either square or triangle, whatever. Just like locking on, press the X button. Okay, yeah, it's triangle. The tempo marker controls the same as the B button. Yep, match tempo. Yep. Yep, the number of bullets refreshed based on how well you kept the tempo. If you get the timing, yep. Yep. Also, your ammo will be completely refreshed and will not run out during fever time. Good to know. Yep, yep. This was a pretty useless explanation, even though it was the last one. That should be all the explanations for the class trial. The rest is up to you to overcome. Alright, so that means there's going to be no gameplay features introduced in chapters 4, 5, and 6. Should be able to find it beyond this point. But you and I both yearn for true despair. Interesting. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item!
Does that, like, confirm that was Monokuma all along, or...?
That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
I don't know if she ever had it, Akane.
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
At this rate, we're not getting anywhere. Gotta do something and end this. Gotta do something so I can make her admit it. Yeah, I think if anything can save her soul, it's actually accepting what actually happened, and then once that's the case, then, you know, she's gonna get murdered and probably dismembered, but maybe she can find peace in the afterlife. Time to kill her ass, essentially. That's such a great sprite, though.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me.
The please draw on me part is so freaky. What the
Can
hell?
you forgive me already? Forgive me!
Okay, why can't I? God, I'm so bad at this. I feel like it made more sense in the first game. I still haven't figured out exactly how this works. And the reloading is just making it so much worse.
Can you forgive me already?
Come on, I hate this.
I'll do anything you want.
Yeah, we gotta do Fever Time.
Done for.
Yeah, I should have used Fever Time a while ago.
Forgive me. Why only me? You still
I don't know why I
haven't
waited this
forgiven
long
me.
to just
I'll
use
do
Fever
anything
Time.
you want. Please,
Come
draw
on, come on.
me.
Yes.
There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I fucked it up. Yeah, I fucked it up. Oh, and I died there? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I freaking died there. Oh, Jesus, I hate everything. Theater bonus prize. Ah, yeah, I'd like to retry. God damn it.
I'll keep explaining.
The fact that I beat the fucking
Will you
PTA and oh, I hate everything. I should have just been abusing Fever Time before that. I gotta at the very least use Fever Time anytime she uses Nega Time or whatever it's called in this game.
You want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already?
What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't know, my controller just sucks.
Me. Do you understand?
Okay, let's just go to Fever
Can
Time.
you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want.
Let's just start abusing her shields.
Can you forgive me
Oh,
already?
but she went into Nega
I'll
Time.
do anything you want. You're done for!
Oh, no, she didn't. No, we're still in Fever Time. It just said negative.
Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me?
Come
I'll
on.
do anything you want.
Okay, tempo down. That's fine.
Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me.
Yeah, Fever Time to finish.
There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
This is the end.
Yep. You got two bags, bitch. Alright, here we go.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
Yep. When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize.
And they made use of both.
Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in two separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Yep.
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
And I think he's kind of sad to see an Ultimate in this state.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Mikan, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left.
Yeah, this might actually be a case where I feel like it finally the comic's actually gonna finally end the case.
Please, just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Aw. That's really sad. Alright, here we go. Closing argument. Stock 1, what do we got? Yep. Yep. And then... Sure. Right here? Yep. We don't have that. Put it back to normal after destroying it. Oh, is that gonna be... No, Hyoko's body. How was the real locked room created? That was with the glue. That's a great picture of all of them. Look how badass Fuyuhiko is, and of course the killer right there with him. Yep. And she was the one that made the screen. Oh wow, that's the whole... Really, that's the whole thing. Okay. Huh. Or at least for now. The step ladders are different somehow. No, that doesn't make sense, yeah. The hell? So another one of these goes somewhere. Killer do after the broadcast. Yeah, it's none of this. Okay, so we rule out page 1 and page 2. If we go to page 3, then nothing there. So page 4, small clue the killer left. It looks like that's already... Okay, there we go. Interesting that this one's this simple. There's not that many pages here. We only have 2 stocks. Alright, so... Yeah, so we do all this. That makes sense. And then Hajime starts running. Yep. Yep, now Hajime's running again. This would be the hint, the clue, yep. And then... How was the real locked room created? That was with the goop, the glue. And
here's everything that happened in this case.
That was weirdly simple.
The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw.
Yep.
That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime.
You know, we haven't gotten Mikan's, like, story, but I will say this case was... I don't know if underwhelming's the right word. I like how this case was very hard to figure out, and I didn't really piece it together until near the end, but even with that, I will say this case was an odd one. Like I said, the first case is so strong because of Nagito. The second case is just the best case so far in this game. And then the third case was a bit strange. And I know they all can't be gangbusters, but this one was a little weird. I still liked it. I still enjoyed it. But like I said, the first case is so hard to rate. But I will definitely say that I think the second case was better than the third case.
When I went to the hospital with Mikan this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time.
Yep.
When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music venue.
Yep.
That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there.
Yep.
But that was the killer's trap.
Yep.
In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance.
Yep.
And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room.
Yep.
By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time.
Yep.
When in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point.
It was quite the plan, to be fair.
The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake.
Probably the most impressive thing Mikan's done in this game. Unfortunately.
I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head.
Yep. And yeah, we're gonna lose 3 girls in this
Seeing
case.
the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys.
Which is crazy, because that means that it'll be a lot of dudes.
But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick.
Wow.
First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body.
Yep.
When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar.
Nope.
I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside.
Why would you, right?
Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room.
Yep.
After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene.
Yep.
The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music venue, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand.
Sure.
They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance.
Sure.
However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside.
Yeah, the glue.
In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue.
Yep.
The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open.
That's so specific and great.
With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me.
Yep.
They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
Oh my god, that's a shot. Jesus, that's terrifying and hot. Jesus.
Whoa, now she's laughing?
I mean, she's like really got issues. Like, that's what this is boiling down to.
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair!
Oh! Oh!
Mikan, what has happened to you?
Oh!
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Is she the spy? Is she the world ender? Interesting, so... I'll take my B. Wow, 100 coins on the nose. What do you have to say, Monokuma?
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time.
Alright, I mean, she probably isn't the spy, but that's interesting that she's reminiscing on the feeling of despair.
then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote.
She's definitely gonna get dismembered, though, I bet.
Who will be chosen as the
Oh my
Blackened?
God, that face.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
Let's go! Let's go! Alright. Let's vote for Mikan. Damn, so Mikan, Ibuki, and Hiyoko. So that leaves... The only girls left now are Chiaki, Sonia, and Akane, right? No, I'm probably missing one. I'll double check in a second.
Well now.
Alright, let's actually check real quick. So... Yeah, dead, dead, about to be dead. Yeah, this entire bottom row, in fact, is all about to be dead. So yeah, these three are the only ones. Yeah, it's the first three girls on the board. This is interesting, because it's funny, because the second row is entirely still alive, and the third row is about to be entirely dead. And then the first row is 3 out of 5 are alive. So yeah, we're about to be down to 8, which is going to be, and it's going to be, oh yeah, well, I guess we're about to be down to 9, and it's going to be 6 guys and 3 girls. That's interesting. Now then, though it may be obvious at this point.
Correct.
You got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. That's right. The true identity of the horrifying Blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Sumiki.
Damn it.
Gotta be shitting me. You saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, was the one who killed them?
I won't forgive you.
Joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them? What the fuck? Hey! Don't just laugh! Say something! This is going nowhere! What the fuck?
What's going on?
This chick!
Hey.
Is nothing like Peko. She's actually gone mental.
Well, that's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. Yeah, she's fallen into despair, and that's probably another reason why Nagito hated this so much, because it was a crime done out of despair, not out of hope. She's no longer the Mikan Sumiki we knew. Huh?
Hey.
Oh. The despair disease? Jesus. Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She was the one caring for them. That's so tragic! Jesus! Trapped by the Ocean Set is playing too, the name of the chapter. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case.
What?
Mikan 2, you say?
I
know, because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me, after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on. Did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? And that means she was...
What?
Huh? Hajime, has something crossed your mind? My body's heavy. No, not just heavy, it's somewhat soft and really hot. That's right, Mikan felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, that must have been... That also means you were in super close contact with it, Hajime, which is interesting. Now, of course, they've all been cured, so it's fine, I guess, but the side effects of it, I guess, still fucked her that bad. A high fever, just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
It cannot be.
Then, because of that disease, Mikan was...
Perhaps...
Symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name. Despair disease. Losing all hope, and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation. Damn, I don't know the girl's name. I like I said, the only other thing I'm familiar with her is I know she was the dub VA for Hinata in Naruto, apparently, which is what I thought, which makes sense if I'm not mistaken. But the girl is killing it. Holy shit, she is killing it.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Ultimate despair? God, that's such a great laugh. That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of for the sake of hope?
Impossible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? That's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
What? Nani the fuck?
Huh?
Yeah, what? Hello? Backstory? Give it to me right now, Mikan.
Huh?
Who are you talking about? Juko? Wait a minute, whoa, hold on. Actually, Juko? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. Bro, actually Junko? Wait, what is happening? Wait, we're really talking about Junko, aren't we? I know.
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who...
Holy shit, she is creaming herself. I love this shot. I mean, yeah, let's be real. Like, I made jokes about it, but this game has been pretty liberal about the idea of, like, LGBT stuff. So, I don't think it's crazy for me to think that she's talking about Junko. But also, what the fuck?
Never hated me.
I mean, it could be another despair. I mean, it could have been Mukuro as well.
They forgave my existence.
Jesus!
They forgave me and accepted me.
Jesus!
They gave me value.
What do I even say to this?
They loved me.
I bet they honestly probably actually did.
I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full.
With their despair.
This is my reciprocation.
Holy fuck. I don't know what to say to this. Like, she's gotta be talking about either Mukuro or Junko. I honestly don't know which one makes more sense, but who else could they be? I understand that I've done something unforgivable. But you know, to transcend all that is truly...
It's love.
What love is all about. So, the reason why I want to assume Junko is because we never saw Mukuro in, like, despair mode, right? We never got to see Mukuro, the ultimate despair, the despair sister. Whereas with Junko, we actually got to see Junko, the despair sister, the ultimate despair. And while it's obviously not as extreme as Junko, the mannerisms are somewhat reminiscent of Junko here.
Hey.
I don't understand what you're saying. If anything, Nagito, you're like the Makoto simp version of this. You don't understand. Is it because you don't have anyone to love? Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel sorry for you. Damn. That probably hits hard, because the last person he'd want to ever pity him is someone who's, like, given themselves so fully to such stimulating despair. And yes, that is a Junko quote.
Well...
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but... love is a wonderful thing. Well, it's interesting because Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 now parallel that both of the killers did it out of love in their own ways. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything, and she's getting more turned on as she gets redder. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil. I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me.
Ah, how amazing.
It's like nothing matters. I can just die. That's how little it matters. How amazing. Yeah, so she was treated horribly her entire life, and the one person who decided to finally be nice to her was, again, probably Junko, maybe Mukuro. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love. Only love.
Could it be?
Akito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
It seems that I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair, you were half right. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. Because, thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom. Is it at all possible that the person she's talking about is the traitor? I want to give one more possibility because well, no, because they said if they were still alive. No, it's definitely Junko. Because I was gonna say if it's the traitor, that'd be interesting, and they're both making the conscious decision not to reveal that. But yeah, if they were still alive, it's totally Junko or Mukuro, and it's probably I feel like it's got to be Junko, but it could easily be Mukuro. I don't know. I struggle to picture Mukuro. I don't know, though. We never really got to see her, but based on, like, her design and stuff, I really struggle to imagine her in some type of relationship with someone. Which means you had the remembering disease?
But
if this means she remembered something and ended up like this...
Such despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island? Don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I came like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So, it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? I guess that's true, but that's very passing the buck. Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. It was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and still accepts me, and that's all that matters to you, right? That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved. She forgives you. Oh my god, that's so good.
Don't fuck with me!
Like I said, who the fuck are you talking about? Please say her name. Say my goddess's name, please, because I probably relate to Mikan a little too much. If she says the name, that will make me, happy that there's no camera on right now. Say her fucking name so I can orgasm already. Are you saying this is Mikan? I know she's not going to, because that's the game like is being like such a cock tease. So they're not gonna say name, like they've referenced Makoto, they're referencing Junko, I'm pretty sure. Like they're not gonna say anyone's name, at least not yet. Still too early. She's the real Mikan. Mikan, please answer me. Did you really remember? You ended up like this all because you remembered? There's no way I could believe that. There's no way. The person you are right now is the real Mikan. Oh, you still doubt me? Then, to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. It's about that world-ending organization that you all were worrying about. Oh, is she really the spy?
You serious?
You know? No, I just remembered. That's all. I knew about it all along. How that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. The Future Foundation, huh? Was that their code name? Their much more reasonable name? Interesting. Hotel Mirai. And then Mirai was also on the vault of the Hope's Peak on the second island. Interesting. So that word's coming up a lot. Future. Future Foundation. Future. Yeah, Mirai. Yep. That's right. That symbol on the Ancient Ruins door and on the hotel. That's right. It was the Japanese word for future. And the hotel.
Hey.
Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? Yes, the name suggests that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. But it's simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This is a comic book, you know? As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Whoa, that was terrifying. Isn't that right, mon ami?
You...
I knew it. Mon ami, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? Monami and I aren't members.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own! Interesting. Oh god! Mikan's doing the laugh too.
Hey.
Don't laugh. Hey Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us? Of course I know that. Let's see. The Futures Foundation lackey that's hiding among you all is...
Oh?
Oh well. No one really cares about that, don't you think? There's a few possibilities. There's a couple possibilities. It's really weird because I think, honestly, the most likely people are Chiaki, unfortunately to me, is kind of prime suspect. I can't discount Hajime. That would be insane. There's definitely something strange going on with Hajime. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but there's something big with Hajime because he seems to have been part of the reserve department, if we're to trust Monokuma's hints. And the reserve department, in essence, seems to kind of be at the origins of the tragedy. So there's definitely a possibility that Hajime directly or indirectly caused the tragedy, which would be fucking batshit crazy. So I don't know if that's the direction they're going with Hajime. I mean, it could be any of them, really, but I feel like Chiaki... Because Nagito is so suspicious, but in a different way. Like, if anything, Nagito... I could believe maybe that Nagito and Monami are working together, if anything. As fucked as Nagito is, and as much as I think a lot of their morals don't align. But yeah, like, Chiaki is kind of the only one that, like, sticks out to me as potentially suspicious. I want to trust her, but there's a lot of things about her, how smart she is. There's also, it's interesting to note, if this is a simulation, who better than the ultimate gamer to be your spy, right? There's a lot of things about her that's interesting. And if you think about it, even her talent, I could see how she could end up in such a spot. I don't know. But then there's also Hajime, that's the big wild card because we don't know his talent. But it seems like his parents might have bought him into the school. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting though.
Of course not!
Ah, hell no! You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. Countdown, yeah, the quote-unquote bomb. You even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Huh? I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love. From the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
Mikan, is this really you? I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe you were like this all along. And this does further foreshadow the possibility of Hajime because it's showing that like Mikan was so kind and so sweet, but once she got her memories back, she remembered exactly who she really was. Because if that's true, although you could apply that to any of them though. And who's the person we've been spending time with up until now? The past. And think about what memories were erased. It was their memories of their time in Hope's Peak Academy, which means that she met her beloved while she was a student at Hope's Peak Academy. And if we're to think that, if we're to trust everything Monokuma said in both the first and second games, that would mean that the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy and whatever number this is, this class, were both existed at the same time, which means that it's entirely reasonable that Mikan would have met and hung out with and found Junko. Because we already know that Junko kind of hated everyone in her class. Obviously, she had her sister with her, but in another class, it's possible that, you know, it's possible that she found Mikan and saw potential and fell in love with her, like how much she hated herself. And that kind of fostered into this weird mix of love and despair between the two of them, which would be really interesting. So that's kind of my base theory here. Now, it could go several other ways, of course, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now, what's interesting about this is I'm very curious, because there's still, like, the question of Byakuya. How does he fit into this? How could Byakuya have been in two different classes? And in one he's fat and one he's not. So, like, that's where this doesn't really make sense. And, again, simulation might still be part of this. And then also, why does Nagito look and sound so much like Makoto? And also act like a perverse Makoto. Like, there's still that, which I don't know if that's supposed to just be a giant red herring or what, but we still don't have an explanation for that. That person, she didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys considered that thing a friend?
Oh?
Doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. But then I'm closer to her. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. But that's...
Well...
That applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events. Whatever memory it is, losing memories are...
Do you understand?
Like losing your personal identity. And it's true. It's true. And this has come up before. Memory's the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past. Don't you think?
Hey.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school lives.
Hey, hey!
So, it was true all along. Our memories were taken away.
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace?
Oh?
Oh, Monokuma. Is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed.
Punishment time? Damn it, why? Mikan, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate nurse, Mikan Sumiki. He's gonna, like, do, like, a surgery where he just tears her apart. And it's gonna be, like, yeah, dismemberment. Again, I'm telling you, it has to be.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me.
It's gotta be fucking Junko. I mean, if I'm right about who her beloved is, I really can't blame her because it's Junko. Like, you guys know how much I simped for Byakuya, like, most of the first game. And by the end, even I have to admit that I probably like Junko more than Byakuya. And that's saying a lot, because... But, like, you know. I mean, let me put it this way. As if I had to take one of their dicks, I'd probably pick Junko's.
I can finally see them.
Them? Plural. Both of them? Wait. Them.
Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Please forgive me. Forgive me for dying with hope of seeing you in the afterlife because of you who lived for despair. Or maybe it was them. Oh, she said them because the game's trolling and doesn't want to give you the gender. That's what the them was for.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Yeah, it's gotta be Junko. Or Mukuro. I mean, it could be Mukuro, but I don't see it. And she knows that she's dead, though, is the thing that confuses me. Oh, the shots. I'll give you lots and lots of shots. Yep. What the hell? Why does it look like... Why is she coming? Excuse me? She's literally reaching for the stars. That actually looked like she was... It's literally a rocket. What the hell? Where the hell was she shot from? That was one of the weirder punishments we've seen. Yeah, okay, sure. It's finished. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki Miyota and Hiyoko Saionji was Mikan Sumiki. And she's been executed. I guess that's one way to put it. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikan from earlier? Was that her true form? Or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease? She's a really interesting character. When we get to the school mode or whatever it's going to be called in this game, I can't wait to do her free time events. It'll be interesting to learn more about her with the context we have from the main story.
Damn it.
Doesn't matter either way. She ended up like that from just remembering. Then all along, Mikan was never worth being a symbol of hope.
But...
even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, the disease turned her into that. She lost herself to a simple disease. She was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So let's just move on. Come on. Let's take all this despair and change it into hope. The worst part is, as sad as it is that, you know, Nagito just doesn't kind of care, I actually kind of agree with Nagito here. As tragic as it is, I don't really know what else you can do about that except just move on and hope for the best.
Please wait!
That is impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so, I mean, you were. That's the weird thing about how this memory thing works. You were legitimately friends, and once she remembered her memories, it's so interesting because it just reminds me of that line where Pekka was like, were we friends this whole time? It was like, what did that all mean? She said nothing. And then Mikan, we were friends all this time. What did that all mean? And it was like, what was that? It was, and she was like, the past, you know? So it's interesting. That's another parallel between 2 and 3. I feel like chapter 1 almost feels out of place comparatively because chapters 2 and 3 had a lot of parallels to each other. I've noticed so many parallels between this game and the first game, but now I'm starting to notice parallels between this game and other cases in the same game, which is interesting. Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friend we thought we knew ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. Then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice toward us. And now, there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. So, I will say, this was a very interesting chapter. I think the case itself was probably one of, if not the weakest case of the game so far. But I loved the aftermath with Mikan. That was so interesting. And such a twist. Like, wow. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor too.
Wrong.
Too bad, that's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor.
Come on.
The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monami looks right now. Are we saying that the traitor and Monami are one and the same? I'm not fine at all. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
Huh. Interesting. So, interesting. Huh. That's really interesting, if that is true. What does that make you, fiend? You did say that you were different than Monami.
Phew.
Who cares about who I am? More importantly, I'm tired. I would love to know who you are because who the fuck could you even possibly be? Because that's the thing, like, we didn't learn about any characters in the first game. So unless you're one of the characters that survived, one of which seemingly died in this game already, I mean, literally the only ones left would be Makoto, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and Kyoko. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right-eyed during the break. What?
Hey!
Your right eye's made out of black beans.
Hey!
Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say?
Hey,
You know, isn't it sad that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because downs come after ups. But if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So, in order to help you guys feel better, I've prepared a special event. Special event? Head over to the First Island's beach. An old friend will be waiting there. Oh, Nekomaru. Old friend.
Huh?
Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey!
Is it? It is, isn't it? Nekomaru was safe after all? Safe. How should I say this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Awesome. We're starting to see the light of hope. Is he gonna just be literally dead? The light of hope. I'm happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but
So just as I thought.
if our friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. Miss Sonia, it's crazy that both Sonia and Kazuichi are still alive. That is nuts. Like, I have a good feeling that one of them is probably going to make it the whole game, but I'm surprised that both of them are still alive at this point.
However...
Even so, I'm still happy. If Nekomaru is safe, I am truly happy.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived.
Huh.
Hey, Supreme Overlord of who gives a shit. That line doesn't suit you at all.
Silence.
I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Hiyoko, Mikan, can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
And let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand, even for those who have died. Thing is, Monokuma did not 100% confirm that this was a Nekomaru deal. What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? No, Akane. I don't get this at all. Akane.
All right!
Let's go! Yeah, I'm wondering what this is, because the end of each chapter, they do like a dun-dun-dun to be continued moment, and we're getting, like, Nekomaru instead, so I'm very curious what this is gonna be. Yeah, you're right. It just doesn't tonally fit with what we're saying. Nekomaru's coming back. When we heard that he didn't actually say that. We were unable to contain our excitement as we jumped into the elevator.
Uh-oh.
Man, they just ran off without listening to what I had to say.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, they're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around until others have finished talking? What does that mean?
Hey!
You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them. Including Nekomaru's body. Turn him into a fucking cyborg? Nekomaru's body? It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. If something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. Oh, so you had to do some serious shit to save him? I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So it just couldn't be helped. That's interesting, because that is one of the first things in this entire game that really implies to me this is not a game or simulation. Because if it was, he probably could have just fixed him. He could have been, like, had Nekomaru be asleep and just, like, snapped his non-existent fingers and boom. Of course, you know. Alright. Everything's all happy now. As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running. Hurry, to the beach on the first island.
All right!
Let's haul ass! And we hauled ass. Even though our minds were completely exhausted, strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept right on running toward the beach on the first island. Oh, what are we about to see? Where in the world is Nekomaru?
Hey!
Nekomaru, show yourself.
Listen!
We have come to pick you up. Please hurry up and come out of hiding. What is this gonna be? We raised our voices. We looked around the area. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. So on and so forth. We kept looking for him. But...
Hey!
What the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found.
Damn it!
Could it be... Did we get false info from Monokuma again? And that's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
What happened to you, Nekomaru?
Could it be?
That voice. High hopes in our heart, we turned toward the direction of what are we about to see? And then we saw something truly unbelievable. Is he gonna be? I'm gonna assume Cyborg is unironically my best guess, but it could be a lot of things. Oh my god, is it actually Cyborg?
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
That joke's back.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
Oh god, what does he look like?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing!
What the hell?!
The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Excuse me? That's just like straight robot! What?! What on earth?! What?! What on earth? Are they gonna end chapter 3 on that? Okay, no, we are actually gonna get another, like, what the fuck's going on, the time's running out thing, okay. I'm glad we're ending it on this. This is more interesting. What the hell? Is that even Nekomaru now? Wow, we're under 10 days. Jesus. We're getting close, ladies and gentlemen. We're like halfway through the game. Oh, no. Wow, we actually did end it on that. Okay. Trapped by the ocean scent. So, let's see. 11, 10, 9. Danganronpa. I was wondering if they were gonna do it 8 question mark or 9 question mark. Is it medicine or sculpture skills? The nurse's apron, huh? Alright. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was episode 12, I believe, of my Let's Play of Danganronpa Danganronpa 2. Goodbye Despair. So, another long episode, trial episode. I think it was like a 3-hour part. I don't think that was like one of the insane ones. I didn't get stuck in the gameplay, so it was a long part, and I guess that's just kind of how I'm kind of pacing this game right now, is the trial parts are like 3 hours plus, and then the non-trial parts are like 1.5 to 2-ish hours, maybe sometimes a little, sometimes more, but generally I'm just kind of winging it for most of the gameplay. And then, you know, doing the trials in one. We'll see. Again, I'm still not fully committed to doing all the trials in one episode, but this one, it felt pretty good. The trial itself felt good, but there's always all that extra stuff after you actually beat the trial. All the extra dialogue, the motivations, why people did it, the execution itself, the aftermath stuff. Like, of course, Robo Nekomaru, for some reason. I don't even know what to say. I can't believe this is a real thing. I mean, I don't know if it's a real thing because of the freaking... Because, again, it still very well might be a simulation, but I don't know what's going on. This game is so fucking weird, and I love it. Every second of it. But yeah, Chapter 3, I mean, what an experience. I mean, honestly... I just took off my headphones there. But honestly, Chapter 3, as an overall chapter, it was really good. I think it was... It's weird. There were definitely a lot of things about this trial I really liked, and I think that the first trial is really hard to judge because of the way it was structured, and like I said, I feel like the Nagito reveal, like, really carries it and makes it very hard for me to judge that trial overall. But I definitely liked the second trial more than the third. I thought the second trial was very emotionally charged. And the third trial was really interesting with Mikan's developments, and I think, well, the actual trial was quite confusing in a good way, and then Mikan's character and reasoning for why she did it was really interesting, and I'm very curious as to, I mean, to me it seems like a pretty obvious assumption as to who her beloved is, but you know, no guarantees, nothing confirmed, and we're gonna have to see where this game goes. We're basically halfway through the game. I mean, obviously we also had the prologue, but I'm just going to assume that the last 3 chapters trend to be a little longer than the first 3 chapters, so count that, mix that in with the prologue. I'll say we're probably about halfway through Danganronpa 2, so 12 episodes down. We're probably looking at maybe... it definitely looks like it's going to be a longer... Yeah, no, it's almost definitely going to be more parts than the first game, because we were able to do the first game in 18 parts, not counting the school mode episode. So this one's definitely going to go over 20 easily. So, yeah, we're definitely going to have more parts for Danganronpa 2, but... You know, I knew this game trended a little bit on the longer side compared to the first one, so that was expected, and that does look like where we're going. But I'm definitely enjoying the game a lot. I'm having a lot of fun. This case didn't really, like, elevate the game for me. I think it's just kind of holding steady right now, which is fine. I was really impressed with, like, the first case being as interesting as it was. The second case was phenomenal. So, you know, I don't really mind this third case being a bit of a cool down. It's ironic because in Ace Attorney, I feel like the third case is kind of known for being one of the weaker ones a lot of the times. And I feel like in Danganronpa, we might kind of be getting a pattern of that. You could argue whether the third case really was weak in the first game. But, I mean, the Celeste case was an interesting one. But I would argue it arguably was one of the weaker ones, because I would say like the really good ones in the first game were the second case, the fourth case, and it was the even numbered cases. Obviously, the sixth case was great because it was the God case, because it was the end game case, and most end game cases are God cases. But if you want to exclude those, my favorite cases would be, my favorite case was probably the second, followed by the fourth, but the fourth was really good. The Sakura case was really good. But yeah, I really like the second and fourth case, and of course the sixth case in the first game. So far, my favorite case in this game would also be the second case. It was really, really good. Third case was interesting, though. I'm really excited to see what other trial situations we get into, and of course where the main story is going, because now we got some, it was interesting because at the very end we didn't really get a tease for like the overarching story, more for the immediate, like what's going to happen in chapter 4 with Robo Nekomaru, that which is really interesting. But what I'm curious about as far as the overarching story was Mikan gave us a lot of teases. She remembered everything. She remembered, in a sense, she got her memories back. So in a sense, Monokuma, at least for one of us, lived up to his word and fulfilled his promise. And Mikan remembered who her lover was, seemingly Junko, and also remembered that who the traitor was, and remembered the World Ender Organization is also known as the Future Foundation, which is a much more natural sounding name. I like that name, the Future Foundation. It has a very like double-sided coin. Like you could see it as a very positive or a negative thing, and depending on the interpretation and the deeper meaning behind it. So I like that. And it was implied that Monomi and the traitor are members of the Future Foundation, and that Monokuma is something else. So that's interesting. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. I am super curious to see how it all goes down, who's who, and yeah, just what's going on. I really can't wait to see where this game goes. I've been enjoying it a lot, and I've really been enjoying seeing the overarching story, how it relates to the first game and this universe as a whole and all that bullshit slowly tease its way to being unraveled. And I imagine by the end of this game, I hope I will be very satisfied with where we end up with all of this. But it's crazy. It's crazy that we're halfway through this game, and I'm excited. I'm super curious to see what Chapter 4 is like, what it's called, all that fun stuff. It should be a great time. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it soon, and I hope you guys are excited for it, because I definitely am. And it really has been a blast. I'm enjoying making these Let's Plays, these Danganronpa Let's Plays so much. And, you know, I'm going to miss it, I think, when we take a pretty extended break from it to play a different game. You know, Ace Attorney 6, although I'm super hyped for that as well. Unless I back out last second and decide to play something else, but I really do need to catch up to Ace Attorney for my own sake, so might as well play them. But I'm super excited for the rest. Jesus, you guys probably heard that. My phone just went off hard there. Sometimes it does this randomly for no reason. I can't figure it out, but usually that means I have like a text or something. Well, that was 57 minutes ago, so I must have got it from something else. I don't know. But anyways, unrelated to that, I'm really excited for the rest of this game. Danganronpa 2 is turning out to be a really, really fun experience. And while this case I don't think elevated the game, I think this case definitely kept the game at a very strong level. And if this is one of the weakest cases, or even better, the weakest case of the whole game, then we're probably still looking at a masterpiece of a game. So it's really fantastic stuff. But I will say, like I said, this case was a bit odd. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was just a bit, I don't know, it didn't have the same, something about like the plot twists and the ridiculousness and yet how it all came together of the second case was just really compelling. And I feel like the third case, even though it was very well put together as far as, you know, trying to figure out who did it, I feel like it was lacking a little bit of that oomph that the second case had. But I really liked Mikan's motivations. I think they were super interesting, and I think they really, like, that was just really cool. And it was a cool link and reference to the first game, potentially. Not a guarantee on that, but that was probably what that meant. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. So, yeah, fun stuff. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So I think I'm going to leave it off there. If you guys want to support the channel, you can check out the Patreon down below in the description. If you guys want to hang out, Discord server down below in the description. And yeah, I'm really, really excited for Chapter 4. And curious to see what it's going to be about. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those of you who have not decided, without any further ado, it's time for me to bid you adieu. Flamin' Shark signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and I'll see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.